Hello everyone, and welcome back to Dungeons & Dragons, where I am, this time joined by a Vi Valkyrie,
Hi.
a Ravel VT,
Hello!
and a Tommy Got Games.
Hello.
And you may notice there is one person missing from that list.
That empty chair is creeping me out.
Yeah, and it still says stuff on there, but you know, actually can I forget if it's all connected. I think it is. I can't get rid of just Tori's, unfortunately. Unfortunately, Tori is no longer with us, and as such, TK is not here today. I did discuss with TK about her feelings, about what she wanted to do with regards to her character being dead, and she agreed about basically sitting this one out. So just before anyone feels upset about that, TK herself said that she's okay with this. So yeah. But that does mean we do this session without TK, unfortunately.
No!
Unless she gets resurrected in this session, which I don't know. I actually don't know how long it'll take. So, I guess I should explain how we got here. So, in the last session, you were on your way to King's Rest and made a stop at a small village which you never actually got the name of.
That makes it even worse.
You never got the name of it. Sure, I'm sure it has
so
some,
much
right?
worse.
But you didn't get it. You spoke with I think her name Lena there, and got the gist that they had hired some mercenaries to deal with local bandits and such. But these mercenaries kept coming to set up text in OBS with big red letters over saying dead.
That's just mean.
That is a little mean. But no, yes, they had hired these mercenaries, but the mercenaries had unfortunately kept coming back and asking for more work and more pay, until eventually this small hamlet that it was couldn't afford to keep paying them for odd jobs here and there, and essentially tried to tell them no, but they wouldn't take no for an answer. And what was odd jobs for pay quickly became a bit of a ransom. You were called in to help deal with this. Actually, it was Tori who agreed to help Lady Fia with this particular matter. Much to her detriment, fortunately, in the end. As the group showed up, a rogue, a fighter, this ranger character, an alchemist, and a large tiefling man with a big sort of metal clawed gauntlet that spewed reddish flame. His name was Agroth. They showed up and didn't take very kindly to another group of mercenaries being there, that being yourselves, and a fight ensued, during which it was pretty close for some of you, and unfortunately Tori was taken down by a combination of their fighter, their ranger, and their rogue, all focusing her down. And despite your best efforts to get towards her, you could not stop the fighter from finishing her off. Afterwards, in despair and rage and any other emotions you were feeling in that moment, Clue, you went off and began beating the already fallen body of Agroth, pounding it into the ground. Strange clawed gauntlet dropped from his hand, and you felt it calling to you, and you picked it up. And you screamed in rage and pain. And then, Zulil, you looted some bodies, as you do.
Yes.
Got some cool things from them. A few little bits and pieces. And Faith, you lit the flare, falling over Xander's airship, to pick you up. They airlifted Tori's body up to the airship. while you left the sort of windmill / granary burned in the background. And who knows if you left that small little hamlet better or worse, but at least those mercenaries are dead now.
Except the gobble.
Yeah, you let the gobble go.
No.
Well,
He,
you went to let him go. He started riding away. You shot him, brought him back, and then I believe you didn't kill him and let him go in the end.
no, I didn't kill him, but I sent him to the village, and they can do whatever the fuck they want with him now.
Right.
They're not gonna kill him. They're not
They're
fucking barbaric.
He burnt down the fucking granary. He's gonna rebuild that shit. That's what I believe. Or what
I hope
choose
so.
to believe.
They're not gonna kill him.
Sure.
On a side note, my net worth is now over 1.5k gold. So
Oh, that's the important bit,
Your
right?
net
Yeah.
worth? No. But yes, you attempted to reach out to both Lady Fia and to Lamb. Fia told you that she'd approach some contacts and get in touch with you as soon as possible, and that she would cover the cost for the diamond required for the Raise Dead spell, which it would take to resurrect someone within 10 days, or possibly longer if you use, what was it, Gentle Repose?
Gentle repose, yeah.
To extend that time period. Lamb, however, did not take the news very well. Sent a rather panicked response. You sent her another message, and she said at the time that she could potentially learn the spell, but she's not sure how to get to you, and that maybe she can convince the matron to send her to Pale Hill. But you unfortunately ran out of sendings to say any more on that matter for the time being. And I believe that's more or less everything from the last one, right?
Yeah, I believe
Yeah.
so.
yeah, sounds about right.
So, we return just after. You've all climbed aboard the airship, and Tori's body lays on the deck on a stretcher after they lifted her up to it. LJ by your side, nuzzling into her, kind of like nudging her, expecting her to move, but she doesn't. And little Larry Jr. eventually kind of gets the message that she's not moved, just curls up next to her, just cuddles into her side. General Xander approaches, and at first there is a look of concern and readiness, as if he was expecting combat, given that he originally gave you that flare in case you needed help with the fight. But seeing the situation, seeing that nobody's fighting, that people are returning to the ship, and seeing Tori laid out on deck, he gives a rather solemn look, kind of looks down towards her, just goes, "My condolences." Just kind of nods, just gently.
Do you have somewhere we can keep her until we make it to King's Rest? I can slow the decay, but I certainly can't stop it, and the sooner we get there, the better chance there is we can do something for her.
We can find some cloths, put her below deck. We have places for fallen soldiers.
I'll need some salt.
Stars should have some.
Then if you excuse me, I need to prepare the spell.
A couple of soldiers come over and begin to attempt to lift up Tori on the stretcher. Do you want to let them, or do you want to take her? It's up to you.
I would be following behind them.
Okay.
Sort of with. I assume LJ still being on the stretcher.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna follow them and see to it that LJ is also not in the way and taken care of.
Yeah.
You know.
They lift her up. They lift up the stretcher, and as they do so, LJ kind of having sort of curled up, like pokes the head out at the movement a little, but he still looks just kind of sad and stays cuddled up against her. He doesn't really, and he's at this point not even like phasing, just laying. They bring her downstairs, take her to a little section, just off from the sort of crew area. Towards the front, near where you saw that armor clue, where you took the like helmet and stuff from, near there, they lay her down on. It's just sort of not necessarily a shelf, but like a little raised portion that could double as a shelf, a bench, just a little platform. And they get out some cloth, attempt to like lift her up and put the cloth underneath there and what. As they do so, LJ kind of like bats at them, trying to like get them to stop like messing with her body. Tommy,
Can I?
you wanna?
Yeah. Can I? I assume that's gonna be an animal handling check, but can I pick up, like maybe bait LJ into coming towards me?
Yeah, give me
Like,
an
getting
animal
away from-
handling.
That's a 7.
A 7.
Yeah, LJ
Despite
does not
your
like me.
best efforts to try and coax LJ, not only is he not super familiar with you specifically, like you haven't played with him or really petted him or anything, but he also clearly does not want to leave Tori's side. The soldiers have to try and sort of like scoop up LJ to get the cloth underneath and whatnot. Eventually they just about manage to get it under the both of them. And they don't wrap her up yet, partially because LJ's still laying there, and partially because you are wanting to do a spell of some sort. As they heard, you say to Xander. They kind of just back off and stand to attention. Do you need anything?
Can I wave them off? Like, sort of.
Sure.
That they should, like, fine to go.
They nod and leave the room.
Can I go to the? I assume there's a kitchen somewhere.
Yeah, there's a storeroom.
Yeah. Can I go there and like grab some wine or whiskey maybe?
Sandwich.
And not a sandwich. And like a glass of milk. And also 2 cups maybe.
Yeah, sure. You find some of their supplies, some like booze and stuff. Milk doesn't really keep on ships, so they don't really have any. But you can definitely find booze and cups.
Okay, well, I was gonna give LJ some milk, but I'm gonna get some meat then instead, if that works.
Okay. There's like, it's mostly dried meat like jerky and stuff, but you can find some.
And I go back to Tori, sort of sit down next to Tori's body, and leave a bit of the jerky close to LJ, but off to the side, and pour booze into both cups, and put one down next to Tori.
Okay. LJ kind of sniffs a little, but doesn't move. the jerky.
I'm just gonna sit there silently and, kind of sip the drink once in a while.
Okay.
Sort of reminisce? Think about the past,
Yeah. What about the rest of you?
Faith is immediately going to retreat to her cabin and meditate because she's just trying to learn the spell. Like she's focusing very much on doing what she can, and then she'll break down later.
Okay. So there isn't so much a distinct cabin. It's more like the crew quarters with a number of like bunk beds and hammocks and stuff, but you can find like the bed you've been sleeping in. Blue, are you doing anything?
I'm gonna try follow Faith around.
Okay. Well, I guess you follow her downstairs where she's meditating.
She lets me, I guess.
I mean, you can follow her. She won't have a problem with that. But if you start interrupting when she's trying to learn the spell, she'll get quite pissy.
I'm just gonna sit there.
Yeah.
Okay. So, there are times throughout the day and into the night where a number of soldiers come down, either for their own business or just kind of checking on. Very much see you here trying not to be bothered, I assume. Like, looking
Yeah.
like you don't want to be messed with right now. And generally leave you alone. There's like occasionally a soldier or two will come down and be like, do you need anything?
Just quiet. Peace and quiet.
Right, sorry. As comes to the nighttime, as it is kind of the place a number of soldiers also make rest, they do start sort of filling up the area a little. But there's certainly a different air about things when you're just kind of ominously sat there in silence and have been asking for quiet the whole time. There's no dice games or drinking or loud banter. People feel seemingly a little more on edge. Death among soldiers is not uncommon, but typically they don't get this chance to mourn, and they don't get people just sitting silently. So it comes with almost a different atmosphere situation, I think. I assume you all don't want to do anything else this night particularly.
Not really. I'm just gonna keep sitting next to Tori and sort of, I guess, in a way, guard her, if that makes sense.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
As the night...
I guess I'm.
Oh,
well,
sorry, go ahead.
I guess I'm just gonna look at my gauntlet and see what it looks like more closely.
Not sure how much I can say at the moment, but well, your arm doesn't look great.
Damn.
As the night passes, in the morning, soldiers begin getting up, getting ready, putting on their armors and clothes and whatnot, and making their way above deck. Did any of you get any sleep?
Not me.
Probably not. Maybe like a few hours, but like not a full night's rest.
Right?
Yeah. About the same.
Okay. So, Clue, technically you get long rest anyway, because you don't need to sleep, you just sit silently and like don't move.
Yeah.
So it counts for you. Faith, is it on long rest that you need to swap out your
Yeah,
spell?
it's a long rest. I need to swap the spells.
So, for the sake of that, I will consider it a long rest, but for the sake of roleplay, I think we will say that you are not very well rested. And the same goes for you, Zulil.
Yeah, that's fine.
Then once the morning comes and Faith knows the spell, she will very solemnly go to Tori's body and place a copper coin over each of her eyes and sprinkle salt over her body as she casts gentle repose.
There is something you notice as you do this, as you place these coins up. Tori has never been particularly warm. Between her icy scale, this is the certainly coldest that she's ever felt. Place the coin, sprinkle the salt, cast your spell. What do you think this spell looks like?
For a brief moment, her body is enwrapped in spectral roses. They grow seemingly out of the bier that she's resting on and cover her entire body. And then over the course of a few seconds, they fade away.
Beautiful. With that, you've at least bought some more time. Another 10 days, I believe it is.
Yeah.
Means that you will
And she'll
have 19 days to find something to bring her back.
She turns around to any of the guards nearby and says, make sure nobody removes the coins.
Yes, Mom. She's still laid out on that cloth. And at some point throughout the night, LJ seems to have eaten that jerky. You're not sure when, perhaps when you dozed off, Zulil. But clearly, LJ hasn't moved far, as he still lingers around the body. Even while you're doing this, he kind of doesn't want to move away too much. A little startled by the strange lights and whatever you're doing to her, but still lingers in the area. Occasionally, throughout the day, LJ moves around, hops from box to box, or just stretches his legs a little, but stays around Tori no matter what. Stays in that room. The rest of you, what are you?
I guess at first I would just, when Faith went there, I would just follow her silently. Except for the scraping on the ground. And then I'll just stay there and kind of like sit around Tori.
I was just sitting next to Tori the entire time,
Okay.
and probably still. I probably grabbed some more booze. Let's be honest, and just kept drinking throughout the night, like a bit.
Okay. After a little while, you hear someone knock and kind of draw back the curtain a little. It's Briggs, the helmswoman. Sorry to bother you. Are you all holding up?
I'm just gonna stare at her face. Like, open, like the eyes wide open. White.
That bad, huh?
Been better, yeah. Been better days.
Kind of sees you having a drink. Like, mind if I?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Kind of
Uh,
leans against what would be the door frame, but it's not really a door so much as a curtain. And takes a drink. Takes a big swig and puts it back down. So, this your first time, huh?
First time for us. Yes. Um, hits hard, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'd say it gets easier, but I'd be lying. But, you know, this is gonna sound odd, but you're lucky, in a way. As soldiers, we're just built to die. You just go out there, fight, die, and if you're lucky, you get your name on a plaque, say some nice words about how brave you are. We don't get time to mourn, and you don't get time to be remembered. You're lucky that you get that time. You're lucky that you get to be remembered. So, as much as this sucks, as much as what you're feeling right now is awful, savor it, because not everyone gets that.
Faith, on hearing those words, she goes from looking sallow and drawn to looking angry. And then she just says, I need some air, and storms out the room.
Shit. I didn't mean nothing by it.
No, I
I just mean she's lucky that she gets to be remembered. She's lucky she gets to be mourned. She's lucky to have people who care about her. That's all.
Yeah, I get ya. I suppose Faith has been closer to Tori than either Clue or myself. So I think she's just being hit the hardest by this. And she's also probably not been getting the rest that she needs. Neither have I, to be completely honest with you, but
Well, on that note, I think I will go back to the helm before I put my foot in it again. But, seriously, let me know if you need anything. I'm sorry.
yeah, no. Don't worry. I'll sort things out with Faith. I think. Possibly. I take another swig. Like the thought of having to deal with a wildfire that is Faith sometimes. At least when she's angry. And sort of raise my glass to the helmsman or helmswoman.
She takes another swig, looks down to the ground, and then back to the helm, presumably.
I stand up and try to look for Faith.
Okay. Faith.
Like the character, not God.
Faith. Whereabouts have you stormed off to?
Faith is on deck. She's just found a quiet area where she can just stare into the distance while she's trying to work her way through her emotions.
Is it anywhere visible or like,
Yeah, I mean
anything
she's over, she's just standing by the rail.
Okay. I'm gonna assume I took the bottle with me and just kind of go up next to Faith and basically shove a drink in her face, and go like, probably not the best that I can do. I know you two were closer than Clue or myself, but we got this. We can still bring her back, and Tori wouldn't want us fighting with any of these people. I know the helmswoman wasn't entirely nice, or didn't come across that way, but she does feel for us, and she wants the best out of this, like everyone else.
With a deep sigh, Faith looks at the glass and the drink that you're holding out to her. It's just, does it help?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
But it passes the time.
But what it's
So we're-
worth, I'm not angry at the crew. It's not them that failed. It's my fault. I swore an oath to protect Tori, to Lady Fear, and I failed. It was my job to keep her safe, and I failed. Everything I believe in is to protect things of beauty and value, and that includes Tori. And I failed. Do you understand that? Do you get that? I failed utterly. I may have killed the people that did this, but now I'm just clinging to the hope that somehow we can bring her back. But that doesn't change the fact that I failed.
I'm just gonna. I'm genuinely at a loss for words here. I don't know how to respond. Can I like open my arms up like halfway through Faith speaking, is it like sort of to indicate that I'm want to give her a hug, to non-verbally ask if she's okay with it.
And she holds her hand up and takes a step back. I know you mean well, but there's nothing you can do. I need to figure out how I'm gonna deal with this. Everything I know tells me that Sune should be pissed as hell at me now. I've dedicated my life to serving her, and I was able to bring her wrath on the people that hurt Tori. But I don't know whether she still wants me to serve her now. And she's gonna draw her longsword and she'll dangle it over the edge of the rail as if she's about to drop it. Just, I don't know whether I can serve her anymore.
Look, Faith. First of all, how about you take the longsword back into the ship? We don't want to drop it on any people who might be below. Secondly, I understand where you're coming from. I don't know how it must feel for you, but I logically understand where you're coming from. For now, I will give you time to think about what you want to do next. If you do need any help, you can always ask myself a clue. And I'll try my best to help in any way I can. That is a promise. It might not be as worthy as an oath, but it's the best I can give you in this point in time.
Faith will sigh heavily as she puts the sword back in its sheath. I just need some time for now. I need to work through this.
I understand. I'll let the guards know to not bother you for a while, and hopefully once we reach King's Rest,
Yeah.
we have a plan to understand how we go about things going forward. But remember this. We got this. We will bring Tori back to life. And you will be able to protect her once again. And keep your oath intact.
Faith just closes her eyes and tilts her head into the wind as she mutters under her breath. Shouldn't have to.
You're right about that. I'll take my leave now. I'll let you ponder for a while. I'll catch up with you once we reach our destination. And if there's anything I can do, I will stay next to Tori. I'll make sure that she's protected.
Just take care of LJ.
I will. I'll definitely try my best. Yeah. LJ will not be neglected.
Try and keep Clue out of trouble.
You're asking a lot of me here. That's I'm not sure that's quite possible, if I'm being honest. But I will certainly try to make sure Clue doesn't piss off any more people, or does destroy things of value and unimaginable historic relevancy.
I don't trust that gauntlet that she's got until we know more about it. Just please keep an eye on her.
I will try. Like I said, I can't promise that I'll be able to fully keep that promise, but I will try Although she seems to be, she enjoys following you around. I'll try to keep her away from you for a while, but Clue's hard to, don't want to say control, but keep in line. She does what she wants, and that can be a bit exhausting and hard to predict.
I've been like waiting. When do I jump in? So, the sky is dull and grey. A gentle rain begins to fall, and days pass slowly. So slowly, it's like it's barely moving out. Just stewing with your thoughts, this environment. Zulel, I believe you reached out to Tia and Lam before. You're the one who sent the
Yes.
message?
Yes.
Sometime hours later, after talking with Faith, you receive a message. Your mind. It's Lam. I spoke with the matron. She will not open the gate. Resurrection is against our commandment. I'm so sorry. I can't help. I'm praying for you.
I can send one back immediately, right?
Yeah,
Like without expending the.
you get
scroll.
one free reply.
Yes, and it's 25 words again.
Yes.
Okay, you can do something else. I gotta figure out. Can you actually put the message in chat so I can figure out how to respond?
Okay.
Because I take my time with
It
those.
does take
I'm
some
sorry.
thinking, doesn't it?
Yeah, it doesn't help that I'm very bad at like communicating, and it's rough. But yes, I shall do my best at.
Okay. Just notes. Right. Yes, as time passes very slowly, you all have time to just stew with your thought. And this atmosphere on this ship is rather dour. And even moments where it seems like someone tries to make a casual joke as they would have with each other, on any other day, are kind of no longer met with raucous laughter, but just a soft chuckle as people try to not be too loud, not be too noisy, not be too energetic, as just everything. It feels like when Tori died, so did the entire atmosphere surrounding. Or Faith, do you have anything else you want to do while we wait for Tommy to figure out his message?
I'm
No,
sorry,
I mean,
okay? I'm
yeah,
trying to
like
there.
Faith is just alternating between watching Tori and praying. And she's basically in like a period of fasting at the moment. She's deep in penitence for what she sees as her failure.
That makes sense.
At some point, I'm gonna just try to sit next to Tori, like actually on top of the thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well, I guess LJ is there, but
Yeah.
I want to take off my necklace with my good hand
Okay.
and just put it without moving the head or anything. Just putting it on her neck.
Okay.
It's like, gods protect you this time.
This is just to make sure I'm getting the necklace with the symbol of the goddess that you were given by Lucy, right?
Yeah.
For the record, for people watching the VOD or whatever later on, TK is in fact in the chat, and has been saying things about like, yes, fight all the guards here. And she just said was so scared she was about to say at some point, I'm gonna nom on Tori.
I mean, to be fair, how much of her body do we actually need to res her?
Well, the spell Raise Dead heals injuries but does not regrow body parts, fortunately.
So if Ravel eats a finger or something, then
No more
Nah, I will
finger.
not
be
count
fingerless.
that. No more fingy. I
I
guess
have returned. Sorry.
Okie dokie.
I'll put the response in chat, and I'll read it out in a second, just so you have.
Yeah, that would be
Something.
great. Thank
Lamb, not your fault. Thanks for doing your best. We have a plan. Prayers are most welcome. We'll do our best. Speaks.
you used the wrong version of your.
And there's a
How
comma
dare
missing.
you?
There's a comma missing.
Look, I'm doing this on the fly. Okay, I didn't really think about that. I'll be honest.
Nah, Lamb, it's not your fault.
To be fair, this one is done mentally. It doesn't have to write it.
Yeah.
Yep. So screw you. No. To be fair, like I'm doing this very much on the fly, and I was trying to be as quick as possible,
Yeah,
and
no
I kept reading the
worries.
thing that you said, and then yeah. Anyway, message has been sent.
Okay, well, you're gonna love this because I've got another one for you.
Yo,
Great!
go.
I
It
can
is-
open.
It is not
Sorry,
until
go
the
ahead.
next day. As I say, days pass slowly. The next day, you receive a message. This time from Lady Fia. And this time I have to figure out how to word it within 25 words because I don't think I pre-wrote this one.
Can I just derail us for 1 second and say
Sure.
if multiple days have passed, can I say we've actually had a proper long rest?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Okay.
Yo, I'm fully healed.
Yo, Klebe.
Weren't you before though?
I'm back at 55.
Didn't you long rest like a while before us? 'Cause-
Yeah, but I didn't change the health.
That sounds like something Tori would have liked.
Nah, don't worry. Tori is already having a long rest.
No, 55 health.
Oh.
Oh, you know, travel. Travel.
That is so messed up on so many levels. But,
Oh no. Revel.
What?
okay, my cat's screaming at me, so I'll be like 1 or 2 minutes.
Okay,
Sorry.
that's
LJ.
fine. I'm figuring out my message.
JL screaming.
LJ.
JL.
No, JL.
LJ.
You don't remember JL?
If he's on like every Ravel stream at this point, along with Skrunky.
No, it's not the same cat, TK. One's Larry Jr., the other one is Jari Lunier.
One is a genius and the other's insane.
Yeah, it's like a Jekyll and Mr. Hyde kind of thing.
It's Pinky and the Brain.
Which one's Pinky though?
Well, that's the point, isn't it? Because like if you sort of take it at face value, then the brain is the genius and Pinky is insane. But the reality is that Pinky is a genius for a mouse. And therefore it is brain that is insane.
Oh,
Which is why brain wants
I
to
can
take over
just
the world.
barely fit there.
I am back. My cat's a
Oh.
bastard, by the way. I literally opened the door for him. He walked inside. I closed the door again, and he wanted to go out again.
Well, yeah, that's what all animals do when you open doors for them. They're like, ah, human, you have opened the door for me. Behold my power.
goes out.
Thank you,
Goes
servant.
out, comes back in again. Now open the cat food.
That's fine. I think I've got my net.
Damn, that was fast.
I mean, not really. We had to like pause while you talked about like JL and stuff, but so Zillow. The next day, you receive a message. It's time from Lady Fia. I've reached out to contacts and secured a diamond. Barracks Jewelers paid in advance. Sun clerics refuse resurrection, but Slepny has a friend, Darian LaRoche. And I will also put that in the Discord for you.
Thank you.
It's a durian.
Uh,
Durian La Roque.
Right. You can do whatever while I try and figure out what the message is.
I don't have anything else to really do. We're just waiting on this message, and then I can basically skip ahead.
Sorry. You can talk about LJ.
I don't know. What is Faith doing?
Yeah, Fate, what
I
are
mean-
you doing?
We've been over this. Faith is
J'accuse.
basically fasting and praying and trying not to jump off the ship.
Or if you would prefer, we could take our mid-session break here. It has been about an hour.
I don't really mind either way, to be honest.
Should we do that instead of sitting here talking about nothing for a minute?
Okay.
Okay, we'll be back in a couple minutes when hopefully Tommy's figured out his response.
Don't put pressure on me. It's gonna take longer.
Fine, we'll be back in 5 minutes, I guess. I'm gonna
We'll be
play
back in
some
2
ads so
minutes.
that we don't get any ads interrupting or any pre-rolls. Stick around, we'll be back soon. Bye. And we are back. Hello, everyone.
Good
Yes.
evening, everyone.
Oh my god, good evening. So, Tommy, I believe you have a reply for us.
Yes, I just finished it.
Drum roll, please.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ravel. Thank you very much. We'll be at King's Rest soon. Shall search for either once we arrive. We'll keep you updated. Thanks again.
Okie dokie. So, with that, are you all prepared to potentially skip ahead to getting to King's Rest? I don't think we have much else to linger on here. Unless you want to do
Physically, yes.
anything.
Mentally, no.
I'm just gonna say that after like all that time, if you come in with like where Tori is, it's just a lot of trinkets around. Like you can see a lamb's plushie and like
Aw.
other stuff like put around, and I'm just sitting next to her.
Aw, that's so cute.
I'm gonna
This is
keep
how she
feeding
seasons
LJ.
her meals.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
She sprinkled a bit of basil on her. A bit of sage.
I mean, you already salted her.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say.
You are the one doing that.
I mean, it is an ingredient for the spell. Like, I kind of have to.
Yeah, the spell. What's the last part? You put it in the oven?
No, sadly.
No, that implies
You get
she's
the-
going to
you get the-
hell.
You get the pepper grinder out and just wakes up and it's like, why do my eyes burn? It's like,
Well,
"No, that was
before we
pepper."
eat Tori, should we go ahead to King's Rest?
Yeah,
It's
I
too
was
late
just
for
gonna
that.
say- I was just gonna say I keep LJ fed, and yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't make LJ eat Tori.
Eat Tori. So,
Probably gonna eat you first, if anything.
What? Why? Do corpses age like fine wine? Like the older they are, the better.
I don't want to know.
I don't know, Clue. Do corpses get better with age?
So,
Didn't try an old.
so, if I may. After a few days pass, you hear a soldier call out, "We're approaching our destination!" Going up and looking off the bow of the ship, you see before you. It is absolutely enormous. This cresting skeleton of this huge, giant dragon. I'm talking, like, large as a mountain. It's mostly skeletal in form. Though you can see as its neck is slumped onto the ground, as is its tail. Its head appears to be missing. And its wings are large and spanning in both directions. You can see these patches of, like, slight, like, golden scales, and from this distance, they look kind of small, but with the scale of everything, they must be huge. And you can see built around and on top of and underneath this dragon is just a whole city. The spine of both the tail curling all the way up the body down to the neck, it connects into this sort of wall that surrounds, encircles the city. And atop on its back, you can see this grand palace, probably the largest building of all. And within you can see there is just sprawling buildings within the walls, on the ground, going up the neck, all across the wings, and even beneath the wings as well. You can also see this dragon corpse has been impaled with a number of what you could only describe as like arrows, but they're huge, like large even for the scale of this dragon, almost like a ballista bolt compared to yourself. There's several of them, some impaling the wings, one stabbing through the body, and you can just about make out from this distance. There's like small little like stairways spiraling up, one or two of them. There's little like bridges, not bridges, lifts that you can see with rope and wood, just like slowly lifting things up. You can also see that there is like circles of stone just lifting, floating into the air, slowly raising up, connecting sort of the lower underwing up towards the up top above the wing. It's a dazzling sight from here, and it's almost a miracle how this thing stays intact, how they've managed to build an entire city around and on top of it. You can see that there's not only these arrows are acting as lifts, but also supports. But there's also a number of, even from here you can see them, strange glowing devices of some sort attached onto various parts of this dragon that just seem to hold it aloft. And parts of it are half buried under dirt and stone and moss and grass. Things have just kind of built up and piled up over it, and this entire city has been somewhat ramshackle built around it and just grown and grown in scale from what must have started as just the palace into a sprawling capital city of Thalass. As you look upon King's Rest. The airship slowly begins to lower from its flight, as it was generally flying quite high in the sky as it makes the bulk of the journey. But even then, as it goes to lower down, this dragon is still like enormous. You're still extremely high in the sky as you reach the level of like its back, raised up into the air. You're still like looking down off the ship. It's almost like when you were taking off from Pale Hill. It's like, it's extremely high up. Like if you fell, you would be falling for long enough that you could run out of breath from screaming. Slowly but surely, this airship pulls in to the upper back of the dragon. Next to one of those arrows that you've seen, and gently comes to a stop with a little bit of a jerk towards the end. Sort of drifts back and forth before stopping as people hoist up ropes, and there's a number of people shouting and preparing things. You can see people getting carts ready, getting various things to load and unload, and they moor the ship, and the engines go to a lower hum, just boom. They don't quite completely shut down, as the ship remains in a gentle hover against this slightly raised dock on these suspended pillars. But they slide out a board, or like I guess the plank, to connect up to the dock. A number of soldiers begin. I think it's the lightest you would have seen them in the past few days. A sense of joy sort of returns to them as they can now leave the ship and leave this rather dour environment that it's been, and return home to their homes, their families, for however long before they make their next journey. Briggs is quite busy with all the, not only actually docking the ship, quite precisely, mind you, but all the procedure that comes with docking any kind of vessel, let alone a military vessel with soldiers coming in and out. And General Xander steps out from his cabin. He steps up to the raised stern of the ship and says, "Men, you've all served me well over this journey. Enjoy your break. I'll see you again soon." And he gives a salute, and a number of other soldiers salute back and stand to attention before relaxing and stepping off the ship. Xander comes down the steps of the stern and heads over to the lot of you. Looks like this is where we're parting ways.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Thank you for everything, really. For taking us on the journey and helping us out with, well, you know, and I kind of nod towards where Tori would be. Not trying to reopen fresh wounds, you know.
And thank you for all your help with this matter of discretion. And I hope we can count on you. I wish you luck, and once again, you have my condolences.
Thank you. Yeah. We'll see each other soon, I assume. Or I suppose.
I'm sure we will. He kind of gives you a nod and goes back to various procedure that Briggs is in the middle of. Kind of helps sort some things out, as a number of other soldiers are starting to get on board, and various supplies are being brought on. Yeah.
We should get Tori's body to the temples as soon as possible.
Yeah. The Sun Clerics will most likely not be on our side, as they have refused the resurrection of Tori. I'm not entirely sure where else we could go, but I assume, as a lady of quite literally faith, that is more your area of expertise than mine.
I'm sure for now we can take her to Temple of Sunu.
Yes.
Don't forget the other parts of the message Fia sent, by the way.
Yeah, no. It's just more, for now, we'll do that, and then we'll look at, like, for the jewelers.
Yeah, we need to stash the body first.
Yeah,
Okay.
we gotta hide the body, okay? Like, no evidence.
I don't want to leave her body on the ship while we're chasing the diamond.
Yeah.
Yeah, not that it takes off and, you know, or someone messes with the coins or whatever. So, makes sense. Shall we go then?
Yeah.
Alright. Well, this is, I believe, unfamiliar to all of you. I don't think any of you would have been here before. And especially this high up, up on the upper back. From what you gather, not only is the sort of central palace nearby, although the palace is less of a palace and more of a fortress, with a number of like walls and defenses, matriculations, guard towers, various I'm forgetting all my castle terms. The various like sections between the walls. But also a number of the more upper class areas are there. There's some very like military type buildings, government buildings, and as well as that, there is a very grand temple, not too far away. As you make your way towards it, you can see it is well decorated. There is this sort of smaller, like, it's almost like one chapel is built as like a small hall, which then connects to a larger building. So it's almost like two chapels in one, or like one chapel connected to a cathedral. Of the main sort of entry chapel area, you can see that there is a large sort of stained glass window with symbols of various gods. It appears that that part is multi-faith. But this larger cathedral has big sort of brassy golden domes with like large spires on top of them and points. There is like, again, this golden brassy decoration across the walls. There are like gargoyles and whatnot. But there's also this sort of large coiling dragon made out of the same brassy material, which appears to be like wrapped around like a sun. And that part, at least that part of the building, appears to make up the main bulk of it, while the sort of front chapel part that connects to it looks quite a bit smaller.
I suppose those are the Sun Clerics. Based on the symbolism. So we should probably not really avoid those, but maybe walk in the other direction.
Not avoid them, but avoid them.
Yeah, not make ourselves suspicious.
I mean, we could always ask them where the Temple of Sune is.
True.
I don't think they're gonna kick you out.
Well, no, they're not gonna kick us out, but they've. I mean, if we take Tori's body in there, they will clearly not perform the resurrection spell. They may hold her body for a while, but they will want to inter her. And as soon as we say, hey, we've got someone that's willing to cast a revive dead spell on her, they'll probably be like, not here, you're not.
Yeah, so for your sort of religious knowledge, especially you, Faith, you would probably be aware that both the god and goddess had a very large part in forbidding resurrection and all forms of necromancy before the Shattering. And although those sorts of magics have now become possible after the Shattering, those who specifically follow those gods do not generally allow that sort of thing. They still follow that doctrine. Whereas other clerics are less concerned with it. But with it being the god of the goddess of death and the god of life, they're the two that would generally be the best at it. If they were willing to do it, which they're not.
Yeah. So we need to find the more general temples, or if there is a specific temple to Sune.
Are you saying that to the clerics or us?
To us.
Okay. Yeah. Do you want to ask, or should I? About, the location of said temple.
I mean, I can ask. It's probably going to be a little less awkward if I ask them where the Temple of Sune can be found.
I agree. I just,
I love how all
Well,
your
give me the
interactions should I do it or should you do it? And then you're well,
let me
as a matter
introduce
of
myself.
we are 3 people here.
Yeah, and Clue's gonna walk
And
into
LJ.
the temple and scream out, hello? And then everyone's gonna be like, what? And then she's just gonna be like, dead person.
There's just a funeral nearby, and Chloe's just disturbing it. They're all morning, and Chloe's like, hello!
It's oh, another corpse?
Just Yeah, also probably not the best to introduce the undead character to the clergy that does not.
I mean,
like
we took her
resurrecting
into the
people.
temple in Pale Hill. It was fine. They weren't necessarily happy about it, but we took her in there.
But we don't need to shove them shove.
No,
Chloe
we
in
don't
their
have
faces
to.
and go
I'm just,
look at this.
She didn't burst into flames when she crossed the threshold. I'm sure that will be fine. The priests might not like it so much, but yeah. Okay, if you two wait here, I'll go and talk to a cleric. And Faith will see if she can find someone to ask the question to.
Okay, you head inside, and it's pretty busy. You are in a capital city, and it is kind of around mid-afternoon. There's a fair few people praying. You can also see there is a lot of, like, the clergy here. Rather fine robes, like, being in a capital city with quite a lot of riches clearly has benefits for them. As they're, like, very neatly made of, like, nice sort of goldeny threads embroidered onto generally sort of like a white cloth. There is a few in other colors. There is someone sort of with a censer gently taking it around, sort of airing out the place. And you can see that there is a number of, similar to the temple in Pale Hill, like shrines to each god and goddess. Once again, much like Pale Hill, cutting out some of the more questionable ones. That is not correct hand tracking. There we go. Questionable ones. You do see that there is a shrine dedicated to Sune, where there seems to have been a fair few like trinkets left at. Particularly nice, pretty little things.
Yay!
But yes, there's several sort of clergy members around, and you can see over on the opposite side, there is a large door that you presume goes into that main cathedral section. It is very large, like large enough that you would probably have like a couple people push open the door, you know? And it's got like the big sort of massive lock that can just slam down over it potentially.
The Fate's gonna look for an approachable member of the clergy.
Okay.
And try and get their attention.
You see a woman, looks to be in, I would say her 30s, but she's an elf, so it's like equivalent to 30s in elf ages, you know? Like,
yeah, it's always hard to tell with the pointy bastards.
But she has this like nice blonde hair. She looks reasonably friendly. And she kind of is going around checking things, taking donations.
Excuse me. I'm hoping you can help me.
Oh, how can I help?
It's my first time in the city, and I was hoping if you could direct me towards the clergy representing Sune.
Oh, well, welcome in. I'm sure you'll have a wonderful time here. So we have a shrine to Sune over there, as you can see. You're welcome to go there to pray, to leave offerings, any such things. If you're looking for something more dedicated to her, I don't believe we have one here in this city, but there are a number of temples throughout the city, much like this one.
It's more, I need to talk to a priest. I have a fallen comrade, and I need somewhere to inter her body. But I would prefer not to involve the clerics of the sun, at least for the time being.
I see. Are you looking for a funeral service?
Quite the opposite, in fact, which is why I would like to not involve the clergy of the sun.
She kind of like processes for a minute, like she's like, you know, you can see the gears spinning in her head. And then she's like, oh, right, yes, we typically don't provide those services here, I'm afraid.
I
regret to
have
inform.
that side of things covered. I just need somewhere to keep her for the time being. Somewhere where her soul may at least be at rest.
Right, well, if you're looking for somewhere to keep the body for the time being, we can accommodate that. we have a morgue where we can preserve the body.
I've been able to help in that regard, at least for the time being. I was able to cast gentle repose on her.
Kind of nuts. But you're looking for...
In particular, have you heard of a cleric called Darian LaRoche?
No, I don't believe so. I've never heard of any such cleric.
Very well. If you would mind waiting for a moment, I will get my friends and we will bring the body in, unless there is another door that you would like us to bring her through.
If you could wait here just a second, I'll get someone to come over. He usually handles our funeral service, but I think he'll know what to do in this situation.
Thank you. May Sune bless you.
And you. She kind of goes off, goes into another room, and then kind of comes back out with someone, kind of points across the room at you. And this, he's a rather gaunt looking fella, in sort of more grey and black robes, of a similar design but different color scheme, comes over to you and it's like, I was told you're in need of our help.
Yes, a friend of mine has recently fallen and we need somewhere to at least store the body for the time being.
I see. We can certainly accommodate this. Are you in need of moral support or emotional help?
Yes, but probably not something that you can help with right now.
I understand. It's a difficult time. If, you would come this way, we can discuss. Kind of gestures to a side room.
And I shall follow him into said room.
Okay, he sits you down, and he kind of begins, what you gather is kind of the standard speech of like, I apologize so much for your loss. I understand that this is a difficult time, and we will do everything we can to accommodate. Are you interested in our funeral services at this moment?
No, I'm afraid we have that side of things covered.
See. So you're looking for somewhere to keep your loved one for the time being?
Yes, we have some people we need to talk to, and obviously we don't want to walk around the city with a dead body.
I completely understand. I understand this is a difficult time. I'm afraid for matters such as this we must discuss pricing.
Of course.
We can keep the body for one gold per day, or if you'd like to put a deposit down for multiple days, we can certainly sort that.
Faith's gonna fish out 10 gold and just put this straight on the table.
Very well. Do you have the body available at the moment, or do you need us to come collect it for you?
We have the body available. I would just need to summon my friends.
Very well. You would, if you'd like to bring them in.
Yeah, if you just give me a moment, I'll go and get them. And then Faith will get up and head towards Zalil.
I was just feeding LJ and like trying to be friends, I suppose. Like that's never gonna happen.
They've agreed to store the body. I've paid them to hold her for at least 10 days. That should give us more than enough time to at least sort this out. After 10 days, I think we'll be running low of time.
I agree.
I suggest that Clue should probably stay out here. I don't think we want any confusion on which body we're interring.
Yeah, are we sure that Clue's gonna be okay though? Do you
I
have
think
like
if
a
we leave-
leash or?
I think if we leave her with LJ, she'll be fine. I'm sure you'll be okay, won't you, Clue?
I just nod silently.
I just blink at Faith, like that's never happened before. Sort of. But yes, I tried to pick up LJ, who is presumably still on Tori's body, and like put him down next to Clue.
Mm-hmm.
I assume that's another animal
I
handling
won't
check.
have you roll this time. It's fine.
Are you sure?
You can if you want to.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Fuck it. 12. We're moving up in the world.
12.
Waste of a perfectly good roll.
You scoop him up and plop him down next to Clue. Kind of pause in the direction of Tori. Yeah,
Can I give him some more meat to keep him calm?
I guess.
Zalil's obsessed with giving people food.
He really is.
Look.
I'm gonna assume Zalil, like, was starved as a child.
Yeah, how else do you think I'm staying this thin? And I just.
Okay, Clue, please just stay here while we sort this out. And
LJ, take care of Clue,
we'll be
okay?
back shortly.
I'll just nod again and stare at the floor.
You've really shown that I can trust you. And I want you to know that that means a lot to me, okay?
Are you talking to Zalil or?
I'm talking to Clue.
Oh, yeah, that makes more sense.
I just stay still.
Okay.
And then I'll take Tori's body.
Okay. You bring her inside, and as you do so, a number of these sort of priests and clergy members kind of I don't want to say like stand to attention, that sounds too military, but they like kind of stand aside and to either side of you to clear a path for you to bring her through. That one who's waving the incense around comes kind of waving it around the body as you bring them over. And the man you spoke to about who's trying to advertise the funeral services to you comes and he sort of gestures like right this way.
Actually, I assume all the gizmos I put like with Doris are still there.
I would have thought you'd have taken it back by now when you're like taking her off the ship.
I mean, do we leave the necklace around Tori's neck?
I feel like you would.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
not around Doris' neck; it's just on top.
No,
of
but
it.
we can put it around her neck.
I just
if
left
she's
all the
actually wearing
gizmos
it.
with her, like everything.
Well, I like to think that at least one of you would have probably took some of them off her when you were moving her. Because otherwise you've been carrying her around with random gizmos falling off the stretcher.
Nah, LJ's been holding on to them.
But
The
yes.
gifts for Tori.
I recover everything. Okay.
Yeah. You are led into a side room. Over to like the morgue where they take care of her body. My condolences. Wish you the best during this difficult period. Whenever you're ready, come back at any time.
Thank you. I'm sure we'll see you again in a couple of days.
Very well.
Yeah.
And don't be afraid to come in. you ever need to speak to any of the clergy or pray or anything, we're always open.
And Faith's just gonna nod at him before turning away whilst wiping tears out of her eyes as she sees Tori's body being carried away.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say thank you. We'll keep that in mind, but for the time being, I think we need to keep our minds off of things and get things rolling again, at least for a few days, and then we shall be back.
He nods. I understand.
And I assume this is where I just walk off
Yep.
behind her, like a little puppy.
Right, well, you don't have to carry Tori's body around. What's the next step for the rest of you?
We need to find Varric's jewelers or this Darian LaRoche fellow. As much as Faith would like to have an in-depth discussion with Sune, she's very much going to do the pragmatic thing first of trying to fix what she sees as her wrong.
Makes sense. So, which are you going after first?
Varric's Jewelers is probably the easier of both to find, because it's just like asking for directions. Or I assume it would be, because I assume it's just a normal store around.
Yeah, probably.
Whereas Darian LaRoche is probably harder to pin down. Simply because he's a friend of Slepny, and Slepny...
Oh, we can message Slepny and ask if
True,
he
but
can help narrow down where we
that
can
makes
find
a
him.
lot of sense, yeah.
Yeah, that's. But you're right. The Varric's Jewelers, if it is a store, we should be able to. We'll have an easier time finding that by asking around.
Yeah, I also just meant that Darian LaRoche would probably be harder to find because Slepny also was like doing research in secret. So my thought was that Darian LaRoche would also be working for the same people, also
Yeah,
in secret.
potentially hiding.
Which would make it harder to actually find him because obviously he would know what happened to Slepny. And also wouldn't be running around on the streets like advertising, here's Darian LaRoche, kidnap me and, I don't know, do whatever to my mind, you know, that's...
It's
seems
Darian
a bit...
LaRoche of the well-known LaRoche family that live over there in that spire. You're like, oh, that
I'm also a
Darian
friend
LaRoche.
of Slepny.
Yeah.
And I work for this secret organization. And I do things in secret. But yeah. Probably easier to find Varric's Jewelers.
Yeah.
And I think we should go for that first, because it's like, we'll run up there, or wherever it is, get the diamond, and then can move on to Darian LaRoche immediately.
Yeah.
And I assume that's gonna take like a day or two, with Slepny's help, and maybe a bit more without his help.
I mean, without his help, it will be like looking for a needle in a haystack. So.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Or even if the help he's giving isn't really giving us any real clues as to where Darian is, just simply because of hiding and stuff. But yes, I think we should go for the jewelers first, and then move on to Darian.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Do you want to ask any of the priests if they know where Varric's jewelers are, or do we just start accosting passers? Or ask the guards?
Yeah, no. I would have started by asking the clerics. I mean, they're right here anyway. Like, let's not waste any time. and I just walk up to a random priest and ask if they know Varric's jewelers.
Yeah, just walking into a church and asking for directions. Yeah, easy enough. They basically say to you, "Oh, yeah, it's just up the high street."
What is the high street?
Oh, I'm guessing you knew
we're
in
very
town,
deep in
right?
town.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have no idea. So if
My
you have
apologies. So
no worries at all.
the high street just runs straight down the hill, down the neck. That's all the high street. I believe it's about halfway down there.
Fair enough. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And
Have a
I'm
nice
given
time.
food now. I'm joking.
You're not gonna offer him rations?
No. I mean, look, have you seen the fucking church? Like, they have enough money. They don't need food.
Oh, okay.
If they want food, they can pray to God.
The humble priest is not allowed to eat.
You want food, you can pray for it.
I mean, I was gonna make a joke about the priest just going, "Oh, you gotta pray. You gotta ask God for directions or something." But yeah.
Okay, well, shall we go for a stroll?
Yeah. Let us find this jeweler and
Let's see if Clue's still there.
LJ. Don't forget LJ.
I mean, how could I forget LJ? Apparently easily, but
Clue,
Sorry.
are you still there?
Yeah,
Haven't moved.
we're standing pretty much at the same spot, staring at the same rock.
LJ is like, kind of, I think would have initially kind of butted their head against you and then just kind of curled up against you. You're the closest thing he has to Tori, right?
Damn.
Yep, you head outside and Clue is still there staring at a rock.
is it a good rock?
I meant like one of the rocks like in the pavement or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know, is it a good rock? Sure.
I mean, this place is pretty nice. It's like well paved and everything. It's a very busy place. Probably a decent rock.
It's probably a decent rock.
Yeah, it's probably smoothed out. People
Yeah.
walking. on it.
DM, please describe the rock.
Rolls
What kind
rolls
of
a
rock is it?
Rolls a nat 20, it just turns into gold.
Is
Just-
it granite?
Sure, yeah.
That's not very good for pavement.
Wow, that's cool. Anyway, I don't want to go back to my geography class.
The real question is it numbable?
It's
Numbable? You
in
can't
the
eat the
ground.
rock.
It's part of the pavement.
Don't
Yeah,
eat the
so-
rock.
Anyway, let's. I think we move on to the jeweler.
Yeah. So, heading down the neck as you're instructed. It is very much a high street as described. There is like a long, rather wide road going down like the center of the neck, and then sort of like buildings on either side, and then occasionally there's a break where you can like go around and get to the back side. Buildings on the other side that are presumably less prime real estate compared to the ones on the front. But heading about halfway down, sure enough, you see there is a shop with this sort of slightly purplish maroon kind of sign that says Varric's Jewelers and Pawn Shop. As you enter into the building, a small bell rings as the door opens. And inside you can see there is this sort of stout-looking dwarf. He's got this like strawberry blonde beard. It's quite neat and well sort of braided, and you can see that there's tiny little like gems of various different colors inlaid into his beard, and he's wearing this sort of sky blue and lavender silk outfit with like golden embroidery. It looks both like rich but also flamboyant in a way. And you can see he has this pair of like fingerless gloves that are slightly more practical than the rest of his outfit. And they're more like of a brown color, but they still have a similar like golden embroidery to it. And you can also see he is working on this sort of tiny little piece of jewelry where he's like inlaying these really like minute diamonds onto it, like tweezers. He's got this like not exactly like a monocle because it's not on him. It's like on a mount that can sort of swing and be adjusted and whatnot. That he's staring through. And you can also see on the counter next to him, there is a sort of voluptuous statuette in rose gold of a woman with like loose robes and flowing hair that goes like all the way down to like form like the base and like encircle around her feet to keep the whole thing steady, which I think, Faith, you would probably recognize. It appears to be a statuette of Sune.
Well, damn.
I just imagine Faith going actually like, oh damn!
Just walks in. Oh damn!
Damn. So Faith's gonna she doesn't want to interrupt the dwarf because he's obviously clearly concentrating on what he's doing, but she'll move closer and start inspecting the statue while she waits for him to finish.
He, having heard the bell as you came in, he doesn't really look up as he's focusing, but he's kind of like, come in, come in, come in. How can I help you all today?
We believe you've been contacted by a Lady Fear about acquiring a diamond.
He, at this moment, kind of pauses and kind of just sets this one more diamond into it before putting it down gently. Oh! He, like, looks up at you, and there is, like, a look of recognition. Like, are you a paladin?
I believe I still am, but that question is kind of up in the air at the moment.
Huh. Well,
I was sworn to Sune.
anyone who serves Our Lady is a friend of mine. And, yes, he kind of pats himself down and then looks around. Right. Turns around and goes to, like, a case, opens it up, and there's a number of larger jewels in there, like ones that could fit in the palm of your hand. And he pulls out this diamond. It is of a very slightly bluish hue. And he goes, I've been informed a little of your predicament. Hopefully this should do the trick. It's a little impure, but I think it should work. Holds it out for you.
I can't thank you enough. This should help.
Oh.
And then she'll reach out to take the diamond. That is a very impressive statue of Sune.
I keep it by me. Reminds me of the beauty in all this. The way I run this store, honestly. I think this is an art form. Everything about it is beautiful. And every time someone comes in here, finds something they like, see that smile on their face, and makes them just as beautiful.
certainly doing her proud.
Tell you
And I
what,
shall definitely remember this place.
it sounds like you're conflicted. Go ahead, take it. It's yours.
Thank you. I really don't know how to repay you.
No need, no need. Anything for a Knight of the Rose.
Then may Suni bless you.
May she bless you as well.
There is one other thing, just quick question. Have you heard of a Darian LaRoche?
Darian LaRoche. Name's vaguely familiar.
He's the next thread we need to unravel in helping our friend.
I think he's come by once or twice. Sort of old orcish fella. Kind of smart looking. You're asking me where he is, I'm not really sure, but I think he's some kind of professor.
And do you know of any areas of academics would hang out? The sort of place where we may find a man of his calling?
Well, let's see. There's the old school, further down in the Middle District. I think there's a magic academy. It was a bit rich for my blood back in the day, and I'm a little too old for it now. That should be somewhere, I think, around the back at the base of the tail.
Thank you, you've been incredibly helpful. She will attempt to cast Bless on him.
Okay. Attempt.
Yeah.
So, are you asking me whether it works?
Yes.
I think that your connection with Sune in this moment is more down to your own belief whether you still feel connected to her and whether you feel like she would reciprocate that. Sune
Then
would not strip you of your powers for something as small as this. But if you yourself don't feel like she would have faith in you, then no.
okay, so she'll try and cast Bless on him. And then when she doesn't feel anything happen, she'll just sigh heavily. And then holding back tears, she'll walk out of the store.
Okay.
I'm just gonna ask Faith if she's okay.
Sune didn't answer me.
Well,
And then
as always.
she'll take a very deep, shuddering breath. And walk off in the direction that she believes the academies are.
Okay. I assume the rest of you are following.
Yeah, I just mindlessly follow, as always.
Okay. Despite the hustle and bustle, I could certainly go into it, of what is the capital city of Thala. Full of stores and houses and various places. Yes. You're here for one thing, right? You're not paying attention to every random store you pass. You're not taking a guided tour. You head over to this academy. It's where the tail meets the sort of lower back. It stands tall, but you can see that it has these sort of archways that connect into pillars supporting it down the tail. And it is rather large and built in a way that is somewhat akin to what you've seen in Pale Hills architecture. Not exactly the same, but a similar Gothic style. But also with its own differences. Like many of the buildings here, it is built with worm gold, the same brassy gold you saw on the temple. Various accents and supports and what. Both decorative and structural.
While we're walking, Tommy, do you want to try messaging Slepny and see if he can narrow down where we can find this guy?
Yeah. You can go ahead and like actually walk. Then I'll figure out what to send.
Yeah.
Once again, it takes
Let's
time.
take a break, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Good luck.
Okay. So you approach the building, and it's about lunchtime, so you can see that there is a number of like students coming out, like going for their lunch, making their way down the street. Some of them are just like chatting. Some of them have like books and papers, kind of scribble things down, probably homework or making notes from whatever lecture they forgot to make notes during before they forget it. There's some like joking around. You see like there's a decent mix of sort of younger teenagers up to like sort of young adults. And some of them are rather bright-faced, looking optimistic, while some of the older ones look a bit worn down and like they haven't really been sleeping very well, and look a little bit sick of it, as with any school. But yes, you head inside, and there is a sort of reception area, I would call it, but it's kind of then leads off past it to a door, where you can see there's a few students still coming and going that way. Receptionist there. Seems like she doesn't have to do an awful lot, as most of the students don't seem to need to like check in or out, just kind of come and go as they please.
Can I interrupt really quick?
Yep.
What's this place called? Or like, what is it exactly again? Sorry.
It's a magic academy with crest. You don't know its name.
Okay. Can I ask for the name of the receptionist before I send the message?
You can, but I'd have to think of one.
Great. Can I just call
Now
it
it's your turn to be
non-specific
on the
so
spot,
it's easier for both of us?
Say again, sorry?
Can I just call it like non-specific Magic Academy, more or less?
Sure. Yeah.
Just to make it easier for the both of us.
Just say you're at the academy.
We're at. Okay.
So, well, Tommy
Sounds
thinks
Sorry.
of something.
I'm almost done. Okay. Sorry,
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say more, and I was just wanted to ask really quick while you were like taking a
I
short
was like
break.
basically done with my sentence.
Great.
Clue does a little dance.
I don't know if Clue's in the dancing mood right now, are
No,
you?
I don't think she is.
No.
Also, I'm realizing this is like the first time people have probably seen the candle in the background.
Yeah.
It's normally behind her.
Tori was the light of our life instead of the candle.
True. You know, it's actually a custom in this world to light a candle by a windowsill and allow it to burn out, usually at the end of the harvest season, for the god Kin, or Kind, who is the god of endings and transitions. Little fun fact for you.
Cool. I'm also done with my sentence now. Or
Amazing.
my sentences. Yes.
Candle.
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 But yes. If you're ready, I already posted
I
it in
am
Discord.
ready. Go ahead and
Yes.
for the people watching.
Yes. Slupney, we're looking for Darian LaRoche. We're at the academy. Would this be the right place to find him? Any idea where he is?
Okay. I will attempt to be quick while I think of a response to this.
Oh, take your
Just
time.
as-
I did as well.
It just says no.
No.
You're like, oh,
Great
okay.
use.
It's just like, I don't know, fucking 20 words and then... So basically, no idea. It's like a wild explanation at the ending. It's just so
New
basically no
phone, who
idea.
dis? Please leave a message after the crunkle.
Krungle?
Crunkle, when the paper gets screwed up.
Oh. But
So,
you were
like,
just
Slutney's
like
in the
making
middle
a world and I was gonna be like Snorbler.
Can you send Snorbler again?
I
Oh,
mean I'm
no.
trying to freaking write a message, but I guess I can send Snorbler.
Now's not the time, Rav. We don't have time for Snorbler.
Oh my.
It's not snobbling time, okay?
Wait,
There's
I see
always
that there we
time
go.
for
There's
No,
your
Snorbler.
snobbling
Snorbler.
comes later. That's it, we've lost Ravel for the rest of the evening. She's just gonna snowball.
It's like Slupney gets the message in the middle of a lecture and like just sends the lecture instead.
It's just right in the middle of my snowball.
I think this should be within the word count. 1, 2, 4, 5. 20 and 15, 16, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. That's perfect. Great. Okay. You're in the right place. He has an office in the East Spire, 8th floor. Tell him I sent you. Good luck. Best of luck. And I will post that in the Discord right alongside Snorbler.
Thank you.
Snorbler.
So do we want to ask the receptionist which one's the east spire, or do we each go for the one that's on the east?
Do we know
I
what
mean,
he is?
it's an academy, right? We don't know.
Just magically spins around whenever it wants. So
We
you're never quite
shall
sure where you have
ask.
to go.
Yeah, Faith's just gonna go up to the receptionist and be like, "This is probably a dumb question, but which one's the east spire?"
She kind of looks
Where's
you up
East?
and down. Do you have an appointment?
Yeah, Darian LaRoche is expecting us.
One moment, please. I'll just ask him.
Tell him that Slepney sent us.
Right. She presumably sends off a sending to him. And then a moment later. Right, it's over down the hall. Keep going straight down. You'll find off to the right. Then it should be just up the stairs, 8th floor. His office has his name on it.
Thank you.
just go up the stairs around like 8th floor.
Yep.
You'll find him there.
Yep.
I mean,
eighth
she
floor.
doesn't know that we know he's on the 8th floor, but like I don't want to just go barging off. So let's follow the directions to the Batmobile.
He's gonna walk around like the gauntlet is just scraping the floor everywhere I go.
Oh, no.
Sparks coming off.
Well, you head on through. It's getting a bit quieter as most of the students have kind of filtered out. There is sort of like a cafeteria area inside, but you get the gist that most of the students prefer to go elsewhere because it's not very busy. And you sort of head off to the right, and sure enough, there is a large set of like spiral stairs that just go up and up and up. You're looking. However, there is also a sort of circular, like disc in the middle of the floor, with sort of runic, circle around the edge of it.
Runes.
Nom.
Who wants to poke the runes?
I mean, can I just like ask one of the students running around and like, what the fuck is this?
Do the thing.
Tell us how.
These random people have just walked in here, go up to student. What the fuck is this?
What are you
We
doing?
just
You find this
Yeah.
funny, huh?
we get Clue to calmly ask them to activate the lift for us using her new gauntlet.
Dude, I just pulls
Yeah.
out a knife. What the fuck is this?
I'm sure the gauntlet would be really nice to him.
For sure,
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
No, but I'm gonna be nice to them and just ask what that is and how it works, because I can't be bothered to walk up the stairs.
'Cause those stairs are looking mighty inviting.
Yeah.
So you stop a student. That's the lift. You step near it, and it comes to your level. And if you step in the middle, it'll go up or down.
But how?
You step on it.
No, but I mean, how does it know that I need
Duh.
to go up or down?
Oh, it doesn't. It just goes up, and then when it gets to the top, it goes back down.
So, okay, well, thank you very much.
So if you want to go down a floor, you have to go all the way to the top.
Yeah, it's just really badly designed. Like,
God damn it.
I mean, that's very.
or you can get
universal.
someone at the bottom to like stand in front of it, and it'll go at them.
Wow, that is,
Teamwork makes dream work.
anyway, thanks for your help.
What if you're standing in the middle and someone's standing near it at the bottom? Does it just go nowhere?
I've been late a few times because of that.
Hey, at least they don't get squished, so...
Oh no! You just get stuck between floors. Oh no!
It's so sucky. What the fuck?
There's just a dude standing on top, like, above you and, like,
Okay.
below you, and you're just stuck.
It's like
You
the
can't go
equivalent of
anywhere.
pressing all the buttons in the lift. You can just go stand there.
Honestly,
Yeah, but
you're better off taking the stairs.
Honestly.
You're just having someone shout down, "Will you get away from the lift? I'm stuck." Oh no!
Door stuck! Door stuck!
Okay. I mean, after that, I don't know about you guys, but I'm taking the stairs.
I'm just gonna take the left, I can't be arsed.
I mean, my athletics is high enough. I should be fine.
Mine isn't. Mine is -1, but
-1? Oh god. Okay.
yeah.
I guess we can try the lift, but if we get stuck, I'm gonna have to throw you up to the level or
No,
something.
no, it's fine. You can take the stairs. I'll be
Yeah, but
fine.
if I take the stairs and get too close to the lift, you might get stuck.
I could if worst comes to worst, I just jump down. It's fine.
I think we just try the lift.
Yeah,
Let's just try. We can try the lift and see if we get stuck.
You try the world's wonkiest lift. And you step on it, and after a moment, it begins going up, and those runes begin to glow. It floats up, and it kind of, as it reaches its floor, each floor, it kind of slows to a stop, then goes again, and again, like giving you just enough time to step off each time. At one point, there is like a student who just like steps at one of the floors and is like, "Oh hi," and then gets on and goes up. They're like, "I want it to go down."
Oh.
Yeah,
I can help with that.
you are not throwing him off the platform. No.
You should learn this nifty spell called feather falling.
Why do you even take the lift at this point?
You don't have to walk 8 floors.
It's just better to just roll down the stairs.
Honestly.
Just you could just build a slide.
Anyway, eventually it stops at floor 8 for you all, and that student goes up one or two more floors before coming back down.
Do we just wait for it to go down like 4 floors and then step near the edge and see if it comes back up again?
You can if you want to.
No, let's not piss off the students there. They didn't do anything wrong. I'm gonna do it anyway, though. No, I'm not. I'm good. I'm a good guy.
Okay.
Apparently.
Apparently.
Since when?
Apparently. Shut the hell up.
Somehow Zilil is still out of breath.
Oh my god, honestly, me too.
Let's see if we can find Darian's office.
Okie dokie.
Dorian.
So, you head down the hall and there's a few different doors with different names. It looks like the 8th floor thankfully doesn't have any lecture halls, and mostly consists of like offices of various professors. Which sucks for the professors, but you know, you gotta deal with the lift all the time.
They just have an override key, like.
But yeah, eventually you find a door labeled Darian Laroth.
Dorian.
Then I shall knock very politely.
Okie dokie.
Like this.
Knocks
Exactly
down the
like
door.
that. Wow.
Well, it's probably not a good idea to let Clue do the knocking with that gauntlet on.
Bonk bonk.
It's like,
You see the
there's
door
no door
starts to
anymore.
burn down.
No, there's no door anymore. It's just like splinters that like blast like a shotgun into the room.
A minute
Followed
later.
by a high-pitched wow.
A minute later, the door swings open. You see this, he's sort of a middle-aged / a little bit going up in age, orcish fellow. You can see he's rather sort of round and stubby. Not necessarily overweight, but kind of tubby is the best way I'd describe him. Even his, like, tusks are kind of short and a little bit rounded at the tips. They protrude from his bottom jaw. He's wearing some kind of nice looking robe. Not so like neatly embroidered as just they look comfortable and neat. However, the room you see before you is anything but neat. It is this sort of round room, a window on the far side opposite the door, and there is kind of a lot everywhere. Like it's very like stuff all over the place, lots of clutter. You can see there is certain like areas divided off by bookshelves. But even from what you can see, there's a lot of different stuff. You can see like the lights, the light fixtures on the ceiling are these weird, like unusual chandeliers that appear to also be made out of worm gold. There's like an astrolabe off to the other side. There's actually like a few different desks. You can see one near the window, one off to the side of it. And you can also see that there is, this room is as much an office as it is like a bit of a living quarters. There's kind of like a small kitchen area off to the right. You can see there's like some curtain pulled across an area cordoned off to the left. You can just about make out like a seating area, like a sofa, sort of off to the right, past the kitchen. And he
Unrelated to the question, absolutely, but are there any cats, perhaps?
well, as a matter of fact, there are a number of cats in the room. One
Wow.
sitting on the astrolabe. One is kind of perched over a bookshelf.
Oh,
Can you see that one? No, you couldn't see the other one from there. Yeah, you wouldn't see the other two from here. But there is another couple cats in the room. And you can see that there's a few bowls laid out and some boxes and sheets and stuff. Cat beds off in the far left corner.
And before like Clue goes to the bowls and just starts eating it. Like just
What, the
full
bowl?
hand into it, shoving it in.
eat the bowl.
Well, the food in the bowl, but I guess you could eat the bowl too. Whatever floats your boat. Anyway, back to your story.
Yeah, he looks to you, you all. It's like, I've been expecting you. You're, Slepney's friends, right?
Yes. A pleasure to meet you, Mr. Lars.
Ah,
Faith, this is Zulil, and this is Clue.
my name's Darian. It's a pleasure to meet you all. Holds his hand out.
And I'll shake it.
He gives you like it's soft but hardy handshake. Like he doesn't squeeze your hand, but it's like fairly firm. I've been informed a little of your predicament. My condolences. Would you like to come inside? I can make you some tea.
Thank you, that would be most kind.
He leads you in and takes you off to the right, past that kitchen, to like this slightly cordoned off seating area. There's a ginger cat currently sat on an armchair. And he's like, "Oh, come on, Cinnamon," and he kind of like brushes the cat off the chair.
Do we have names for all the cats?
If I come up with them on the spot like that one, yeah.
Oh my god, you can say like the Minecraft cats.
I could, but
Like
that doesn't
sugar.
mean I'm going to.
And Peppa.
Can I try and pet other cats?
You can certainly try.
Oh no.
What's LJ gonna do?
20! Not a nat 20, but it's a 20 nonetheless.
That cat is getting motherfucking petted.
Yeah. So it's very ginger, this cat. It's a very orange cat.
It's an orange cat.
It's a very orange cat.
Take 10 damage.
No, you start petting it, and it kind of keeps trying to lift its head up to your hand over and over until it like topples over, and then you end up just petting its belly.
Yes, kitty.
What's LJ gonna do about them though?
So
I feel like LJ would be sticking to Tori. Not Tori, Faith. Sorry.
LJ seems mildly concerned about the scent of other cats. And it's like, how are you holding LJ in this moment?
I mean, I assume Clue's holding LJ, right?
Am I?
Are
You,
you?
you were holding LJ.
We left LJ at the clerics.
I never held LJ ever.
Yeah, we left you with LJ when, so I assume you were still holding LJ.
She was on the
No,
floor.
LJ was next to Chloe. I assume he just jumped on one of our shoulders and it's just
Okay, well,
being
if
carried
I'm
around.
holding LJ, then I am cradling LJ. I have LJ in one hand, like in my arm,
Aw.
I'm cradling.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so cute. Yeah, LJ kind
So-
of like seems perturbed by the scent of all these cats, and begins kind of like staring at them and like almost like halfway between like doesn't know whether to be friend or enemy, and is kind of gauging them up a little. And you see him start to like flicker a little.
Befriend.
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 But yeah, he takes a teapot and goes over to the stove and boils it. What? Alright. That's so weird, cat.
It's an orange one.
Of course, it's an orange one.
Such an orange cat behavior.
It's also LJ with all the cats around.
Yes.
Anyway,
What the
Anyway.
rappo is this?
What the rapple? So, he sits you down and makes you some tea. Right, well, I'm afraid I'm not incredibly proficient with this particular form of magic. I understand the theory well enough, but I can't say I've ever had the opportunity to practice it. Not to, shake your faith in this matter, but I assure you I will do the best I can.
I think we'll take any chance over no chance.
Oh, we're gonna get like a half revive.
Gonna end up like you,
I'm
Cliff.
still alive.
In a wheelchair.
She becomes cousin It.
No.
By the looks of things, you don't have her with you.
No, we thought it best not to walk through the city with a corpse, so we left her at the temple.
Right.
They are taking care
That's fine. That's good. I think we're perhaps best off doing such a thing here. I'm not sure we could get away with such an act in the temple, and I can't think of anywhere safer or more comfortable that we could perform this.
That's fine. I just didn't
However-
want to walk around the body.
You should probably bring her back towards the end of the day once the students have gone home. Best not to, as you say, march a body around throughout the school. It might perturb some of the youngins.
would there be a way to get like a carriage maybe to make the transport easier?
Yes, you should be able to find a carriage somewhere. There's services across the city.
Anyone closer here that we can just ask right after
Just
basically
look
done with this meeting?
Look for the carriages with a sign saying for hire on them, and they'll take you wherever you wish to go.
Okay.
Oh, I love the you can't come here with a corpse. What would you do
I
if you
invite you
came
to
in
my
here
home.
with a dead person? Like, imagine
I invite you into my
the
home
chaos
with a
that could
call.
ensue.
I'd like to ease your minds in this matter. So I suppose we might as well discuss what the plan is for this. I have been informed that you should have means of finding the necessary material.
Yes,
Yes.
Faith will reach into a pouch and pull out the diamond. We were able to acquire this.
May I? And kind of reaches out.
Of course.
He kind of takes a closer look at it, holds it up to the light a little. Well, it's a little impure, but I think it'll do the trick. Normally these things are based on the value of such an item. You can think of it almost like an offering. I believe it should work. So, he hands the diamond back over to you. I will set up a ring in the center of the room, a protective ring for both our sake and yours. For both our sake and hers. And we will place her in the middle of it. We will place the diamond on her chest, and I will attempt to perform the incantation. I will ensure that I get it right. I will make sure that I have checked, double-checked, and triple-checked it by the end of tonight. And the process of reincarnation is never a simple thing. While, as I say, I don't have personal experience in such a matter, from my understanding, the process involves beckoning the spirit to rejoin the body. You are her close friends, yes?
Yes.
Excellent. You will be her tether to this world. You will be sorry, even I'm stumbling over my words now. You will beckon her back to this world, attempt to reach out to her beyond the veil, and call her back to yourselves. With any luck, it should be a simple process as long as the spirit is willing to return. Though being reincarnated, brought back to life, does come with a certain cost. Not only in the materials required, but also for the person being brought back. It is an arduous process, and I would expect symptoms of fatigue and lethargy and general feelings of unwellness for at least a few days following the process. She should recover in time, I'm sure. But, well, we call it post reincarnation sickness. Do you have any further questions about the process?
Well, you say there's like a circle, like a rune thing around her body, right?
Of a sorts, yes.
Yes. Is that just for protection's sake, or just like for the reincarnation as well, or the
It
or bringing her
serves
back?
as both. The incantation can be performed without the circle, but it is certainly safer to use a circle for protection against waylaying spirits and against potential backlash from rather powerful magical energies that we are invoking.
Okay. Is there anything else we should know? Anything else we should prepare for? Well, I suppose tonight.
If all goes smoothly, I should expect that should be about it. I would
You
potentially
intend to-
think about some of what you have in mind to attempt to beckon her back. The words you wish to speak to her, anything you wish to tell her beyond the grave.
You intend to cast the ritual in here?
I believe it would be the best place for it. As I say, I don't believe we could perform such a ritual within the temple. They don't usually perform these sorts of rites, and I don't believe we can just wander in and perform it ourselves. And, well,
That is.
I don't really
Fair
know
enough.
anywhere else where we could do this, especially in privacy.
On the left.
Then I assume we will need to make some space.
We should have enough space within the center of the room. I'll clear some things out, though.
Any help you need with that? I assume we still have some time if I look at my pocket watch, which is...
Well, we need to wait until evening comes along.
Yeah.
You're welcome to lend a hand, but there's not too much. I don't need to move any furniture too much. I just need to clear some items.
Right. Fair enough. Zulil sort of sighs in a bit of exhaustion that has built up over, the past few days. Yes.
You're welcome to take a rest here for the afternoon if you would like to, unless you have other plans, of course, in the meantime. We also have a library if you care to do some reading, occupy your minds.
Is there like a bathhouse close to here?
The closest would be the communal showers. They are generally for students, but if you get in trouble, just tell them you have my permission. It's down on the first floor near the cafeteria, sort of off to the side. You'll find there's a student gym, and there is the communal showers there.
Okay. Is there something more? I want to call it luxurious.
I'm afraid not. This is a place of learning.
Oh no, I didn't mean right here. I meant like in the city. Sorry.
Oh, right. Yes, there's bathhouses around. There's, I believe, one on the main street. There are a few lower down. But if you're looking for luxury, I'd say the main street would be the place to look.
Okay. Thank you very much. I think it might be a good idea for us to get there for a bit, freshen up a bit. It has been a few days since we've had the chance to clean up. And I assume Faith in particular wants to freshen up a bit as a paladin of Sune.
Are you saying I smell?
No, not at all. I'm just saying.
I'll have you know, I douse myself with rose oil every morning.
I love that little scoff after you said Paladin of Sune. It's like Paladin of Sune. Yeah.
No, I genuinely, like, no joke. I had something stuck in my throat, like genuinely.
It was perfect.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know about you, but I take care of myself.
No. I just thought you might want to like have a proper freshen up.
I mean, I'm not gonna say no, but I mean, rude.
Wasn't meant to be rude. I'm sorry. But Anyway, moving on. No, it's it might be a good idea to just freshen up a bit, especially.
No, I get the hint.
It's not a fun to do.
Of course. Well, anyway, the academy typically closes for students at around 5 p.m. Most students will have cleared out by then. Some of the staff stay around late, usually grading or studying and whatnot. So it remains open for a good few hours afterwards. So stop by shortly after 5. You could.
Yeah, we will try our best.
We'll be here.
Why do you say it so ominously? We'll be here.
Because you said we'll try our best. It's like, no, we'll be here.
I mean, it's for
Well, I just
Tori.
meant-
Are you really just gonna try?
No, I meant like it might be a bit like longer after,
I'm
shortly
gonna buy
after.
Zalil a shovel.
Dig your own grave, motherfucker. No, I'm gonna look at my pocket watch to check the time.
Okay, it's like just lunchtime's just about wrapping up.
Okay, so I'd say about like 12:30, 1 p.m.
Yeah.
Okay. So we
Little-
have like what? 7 hours? 6 to 7 hours?
What? How did you get from
Did
like
you
1
say-
p.m.
Wait,
to like
what?
7 hours later? That's like 8 p.m.
What?
You said like
Si-
after
6 to
5.
7. Oh, 5. Sorry, for some reason I had 7 in mind. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry, my brain's just.
We have 5 hours.
Yes. No. We
Yeah,
have 4. if
about
it's 1
4
p.m.
hours.
Oh,
You,
wasn't it
you did say to
midnight?
come a little bit after 5, and it might be a little
Yeah.
bit before 1, so you have about 5 hours.
Okay. Yeah. I'd say we shall arrange a carriage then from the bathhouse to the clergy or the church, and then back to here.
He was minding the carriage like, you're fine with like carrying a corpse, right?
Two corpses.
One
One of
undead
them seems
corpse,
like a
one real
corpse.
corpse.
Yeah, one of them might nom on you a little bit, but the other one's fine.
I imagine like the some guy just driving it and Chloe's just sitting there, like, you know, in cartoons where they just chomp into someone and they're just stuck there.
No, I think she'd just be sat next to the driver, like legs dangling over the side, just being like, hey.
You're looking kind of numbable today.
I don't think it's like Lord of the Rings. Oh, you look tasty. What about your legs? You
Need
don't need
back on the
those.
Anyway,
Anyway,
yes.
Darian looks at you for a second clue. Sorry, one sec. There we go. He looks at you for a second, and a studious frown comes across his face. A rather interesting looking gauntlet you have there.
I nod.
Where did you get such a thing?
Bad person had it.
Kind of looks up to the other two of you.
It belonged to the leader of the group of bandits we fought, that also killed our friend.
Oh,
Very dead.
I'm sorry.
He is unrecognizable and no longer in this world.
Right. Apologies. It's just a rather interesting design.
Do you
No
know
worries.
anything about it?
Does he know?
Well,
It's
he rolled a
corruption.
19 on Arcana
Ooh.
Ooh.
with extra bonuses on top of that. That was just 19 on the dice.
Okay.
You can punch people with it.
That's all he knows. It's a gauntlet.
I mean, just because he rolled high doesn't mean it's his area of expertise. It just means that he might know something about it.
It does look sharp.
He kind
Looks
of
like a gauntlet.
looks at it, and looks to your wrist, where it, sort of hovers.